it's going to be really hard. You're going to study all day. You're going to work really hard, but it's going to be some of the best years of your life. And I think that's actually true looking back.
I don't think it's a secret that it's a hard course. So celebrating the little moments of, even if it's not the greatest result, you're still passing an exam.
I guess being a vet and just being in vet school, you learn about all these, you see all the animals that aren't pretty, like not your Instagram dogs and everything. You see a lot of sick dogs, sick cats and everything. And it's just really great being able to help, like the owners help their pets.
It's pretty stressful when you're studying for exams and everything, but I don't know, you when you love what you do, it's not that bad, and it's gone by really quickly. So
hello and welcome. Today on the Pause and Effect podcast, I'm joined by 3/4 of the brilliant and hilarious vet bros, Malongo, Chris and Tommy. And of course, we must give a big shout out to their fourth brother, Elliot, who just couldn't join us today. Together, the vet bros have built a community online that blends the real highs and lows of vet life with gym games, memes, and a good dose of humor. They've given students, vets, and pet parents alike a reason to laugh, reflect, and feel part of something bigger. We're going to chat about vet school, early careers, and the role of humor in surviving veterinary medicine. So you guys are friends, right? So let's start off by explaining, give some context to my listeners. You are vet students, and Malongo, you are now in practice. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Cool. So where did you meet? Maybe you could tell us, Malongo.
So let's see. I guess we all met at uni because we went to the same uni. So in Gatton, and University of Queensland. And how did I meet? I think I met Elliot first. I met everyone over a couple of years. So I met Elliot first because we were on campus together. And he was just this cool guy who spoke French and very cool. And I was like, dang, I want to be friends with this guy. And so I met him in my second year of uni, I think. And he was doing vet tech at the time, and I was doing vet science. And then after that, I met Chris, I think a year later. And Chris was this jacked guy as well, who was going to the gym as well. And I was like, dang, I want to be friends with that guy as well. And yeah, I just met on campus at uni. We would go to dinners together and study in the library a lot. And then met Tommy as well last year, just through uni as well, through a gym basically, and through everyone else. And we would all study together. I reckon our meeting point was just the library and meal times.
Yeah.
So I thought you were going to say it was the gym. I thought your comment.
Yeah, well, that as well. I think everyone just thought of us. Some people came to me and were like, "Dang, you guys are just either in the gym, in the library, or at the dining hall." Just supposed to be.
Yeah. You've got to eat when you train, right?
Yeah.
You got to eat when you train. Got to eat when you're stressed from studying. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then you got to study, so you got to be in the library at some point.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you, the other guys are still at uni. Is it only you, Malongo, who's now out in practice?
Yeah, just me. Chris is in fifth year. So yeah, Chris will be there soon.
Yeah. Cool. Graduating this year.
How are you feeling about it? How's final year?
I'm chilling right now. Yeah, because in Australia, I guess the timing is different for the North American licensing exam. So I took it in April. So I've just been feet up. I've just been relaxing.
Well, that's great. You don't come across final year students here or in the UK who are relaxing at this point in their degree. So that's pretty cool. Those are positives. And you, Tommy, what year are you in?
I'm in second year, so I met these guys last year. And yeah, dining hall, lunch, gym, and library was the three places we saw each other the most. And then so second year. I'm not chilling. I know how much further I've got to go, but yeah, no, I'm still loving it. So, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool that the years kind of mingle. We were very much, our year, and it was heads down, and we kind of stuck with our year. And, you maybe knew people in the year below, but, very little interaction. So that's quite cool that you guys sort of came together. But tell me about your Instagram page, because that's how I came across you guys. Who was the founder? Who decided? Who's the humorous one? Or is it all of you?
I think mainly Chris. I think Chris could answer. Chris, I don't know if you remember, but when we were going to, I think it started when we were going on a holiday. This was before we met Tommy.
Yeah.
So it was before when we were going on a holiday to Sunshine Coast, a place in Queensland. And it was Chris, Chris, Elliot, me, and then one of our other friends. So it's us three guys there, and then other girl as well. And so Chris, Elliot, and I were just talking about how cool it'd be if we just had a vet Instagram page, and then it was just all talk for like a full year, and then after that, I think Chris was just like, guys, let's do it, and then we all just put our heads in, and we're like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
But I think Chris can explain. This is like
Yeah,
the main man.
a lot of our friends are like quite popular with like vet Instagram accounts, and like I guess the proportion of like male vet students to female vet students is for like 90% women. So I was like, well, where's all the dudes? So and then I met these guys through gym and stuff. So I was like, well, what do we do? Well, we study and we work out. So I was like, all right, we'll just make some jokes about that. And here we are.
And it's done well, and it's clearly resonating. What is it? What do you think resonates with your followers?
Oh, we got a pretty weird sense of humor, I think.
Yeah, I'd say we're doing a lot of experimenting with content because, initially it was just supposed to be, I think, gym content, like main just guys that go study vet science, go to the gym, but I think we found that is not actually that much audience
No.
in that.
No, too niche.
Very niche. So we had to, shift our view a bit because it's a bit of a mix between, us, how to get through vet school, but also how to have fun with it. But then you've also got, some memes that we post just to keep, humor going, stuff you can relate to. So, yeah, I think our focus has shifted a lot throughout our page that we've had. But, yeah, I think initially it was just to male audience, gym focus, vet science.
Yeah.
So
we're trying to be influencers, but that didn't turn out too well. So
I think we had like some talk about, I don't know if we were joking or not. I hope you were joking, but I remember we were just talking about how we could even go on TikTok and like, how people do those dances and everything, and like it would just be us guys dancing.
Like cringy
so
TikTok
funny,
dances where you're like,
yep.
It didn't work.
no.
I'm sure you get a few followers.
I'm sure we would get a few,
No.
one or two.
Any negative feedback? Has there been one post that people have been like, you can't say that or you can't do that? Have you had anything that's made you go like, eesh, maybe we need to kind of consider what we put out there?
I don't know if it's negative, but Tommy answer.
I wouldn't say we had one that was negative. Our focus was also like having reels that could maybe be a bit confrontational, which would get, talking in the comments and people talking about it. I think our most controversial post was one that did really well, and it was about having owners asking, why is my dog gaining weight, and it's just the vet saying it's you, which you could have, it was meant for humor, and obviously it's not just the reason that the dog's gaining weight, but that sparked a big discussion in the comment section. We made a whole post about it as well. But I'd say that's probably our most controversial one. It's just people taking, I think, different perspectives of it.
And do you think it allows you to talk about things like this because there's a humorous aspect to it that potentially could be controversial if it was put out in the way that maybe we have to do so in practice?
I think so. I think a big part about social media is that you have that, I wouldn't say freedom to say what you want, but freedom to have, express your opinion or just have a lighthearted, meme about something that might be a bit controversial, and have the comment section for people to either agree or disagree, as long as it's done respectfully, which often in Instagram comments doesn't happen. But I think, social media is a good way to talk about those sort of topics. So yeah.
I mean, I'm interested because obviously historically vets were very private and very conservative and certainly wouldn't want to appear. So this is a completely new generation who are happy to put themselves out there. Do you think that this is helping us as veterinarians be more relatable for the general public, or do you think it might potentially do some people a disservice?
I think it's beneficial because I mean, I'm not a vet yet. Malongo's a vet, but vet industry is pretty stressful. I think the dropout rate's like really high. Well, the burnout rate, even in school, and then even more when you're a vet. And that's what we're taught from like day one. So, I mean, just laughing at jokes, I don't know. I think it just puts a smile on someone's face and it might get them through the day. And I think that's really good.
I agree.
Yeah, I think I agree with Chris. Like I guess that we are Gen Z, and so Gen Z is very like social media and everything. And I think you just have to be careful. Like obviously, don't like talk about clinics and stuff like that there. But then I think it's very relatable the stuff that we post, and definitely stuff that like even me at work, like I sometimes hear other vets or nurses just joking about as well. Like it's definitely stuff that's very relatable as well. And so I think it's good to just help everyone have a laugh here and there.
And I think from the start, we had ground rules to say, this is our digital footprint. Whatever we post can come back to us. We're going to a very professional, workforce. So we do need to be careful with what we post. So as much as controversy gets you good views, it's not worth, ruining your future career for a good post, So we did have ground rules. We said, we don't do anything about religion, any like stuff that could really have a dramatic effect. So, and I think we stuck really well to that. So yeah.
And we dance a fine line though.
Sometimes, yeah.
I think it's brilliant, but and I'm very interested to see what my listeners say because I know they're going to come and take a look.
You look at me, I look at you, I see the love in your eyes. I'm lost in
Health you can see, love you can feel. UltraPet, the science of love.
So let's go to the thing that I obviously want to understand about you. Malongo, let's start with you. You've now graduated and you're doing GP work. What was it like transitioning from university and that lighthearted gym bro environment to what we would call the real world? How's it been?
Oh, I guess one the hardest thing is like just finding your work-life balance. I guess it was hard in uni, especially like with vet science, but like just in the real world, it's also like it's way harder as well. Just because like I guess in uni you could watch your lectures in bed or you could just record them, whereas I actually have to go to work every like 4 days a week. And then even trying to
4
like
days
fit
a
in the
week.
gym as well.
Hang on.
Oh,
4
yeah.
days a week. Ah,
4 days a
Four
week,
days
yeah.
a
what
week.
job did you get? Come on.
10 hours a day. 10 hours a day though. 10 hours a day. Which
Fair
is way
enough.
better than 8 hours. 8 hours a day would be so hard. Yeah, 4 days a week is good. But then like just doing that, so like starting work at 8 a.m., finishing at 6 p.m., and then still wanting to go to the gym because I still want to like do that stuff and improve and like with my gym stuff. But then also just wanted to be home, like not too late because I want to like come back. And then even as a new grad, like everyone says, don't bring work home. But then I think as vets, like you bring work home a lot. And like as a new grad, I think it's impossible to leave work at work because like if I finish work like today or something like that and I come home and I know tomorrow I'm going to have a complicated case, I'm obviously going to want to read up about it the day before because I don't know anything about it. So it's like having to like come back, go to the gym, come back home, cook dinner, study. It was very, very hard to start of the year. And then like kind of putting a toll on like my relationships with like everyone else around me as well, just because I'm just trying to fit everything in as if it was the same as uni. So that was a bit challenging. I think another thing that was definitely hard for me and still is because I'm actually working at 2 different clinics.
Wow.
So so that was a bit challenging. I think like initially last year when I did the interview, I was like, yeah, it's like the same. It'll be the same thing. Like surely they'll be like very, very similar. But then they're a little bit similar in their own ways, but then they're still also very different. And like I do 2 days at one place and 2 days at another place, and I have to go to one place and work there and then adjust to doing things their way, I guess. And then after that, forget that and go to a new place and do it again. And I think as a new grad, that was definitely very, very stressful. But luckily, I have a good team and like they're very supportive and very, very helpful. So
Oh, that's
happy for
good.
that.
That's good. I think it's so critical your first year out that you do have that. So 4-day week though,
support.
oh my word, can't believe it.
You should try. Do you guys do 5 days there?
Sometimes vets do 6 if they're working
Sometimes
again.
6, sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the new generation.
Spoiled.
We're going to have to adjust.
Have to adjust. Yeah, next thing you know, it's gonna
Yeah.
be 2-day weeks.
Oh,
I know. Or just, you don't work, you just get paid. You just,
Exactly.
make
That's the
memes all
dream.
day.
Dream.
That's what I'm pushing for.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, let us know how you do, please, because
Yeah,
I
will
want
do,
that
yeah.
secret. Oh, yeah. Chris,
posting.
obviously, Chris, you're in your final year. So, tell us something about the experience that has surprised you the most, either in a good or bad way, reflecting back.
Reflecting back on the whole school or just fifth year?
No, the whole school.
Oh,
your
school,
experience of vet school.
I remember this is what my aunt told me. She's like, it's going to be really hard. You're going to study all day. You're going to work really hard, but it's going to be some of the best years of your life. And I think that's actually true looking back from the first thing she said, the amount of friends you make. And yeah, it's pretty stressful when you're studying for exams and everything, but I don't know, when you love what you do, it's not that bad. It's gone by really quickly. So I don't know, I'm having fun.
Oh, especially now that you're over the worst of it, hey?
Yeah.
Are you excited for actually putting your skills and all your hard work to practice?
Yeah. I'm going to try to go for a rotating internship for small animals.
wow.
So
That's good.
yeah, I'm going to go
In
for
Australia, or
probably
are you gonna? Do you know if you're gonna go to Canada or Australia now?
probably the States, to be honest. States or Canada. Well, but I'm not picky.
Yeah.
Wherever it takes me.
That'll be fantastic. Very cool. And you, Tommy, from your time at uni, what's been the most rewarding moment to date? Has there been any rewarding moment?
I don't know. I think, yeah, I was fortunate enough to come straight into vet through school, so it was just a massive leap from high school into vet. So I'm still struggling with trying to figure out how to study and just with the workload. I don't know. It won't get easy, obviously. So you just got to get better at it and just stick to it and just trust the system, I guess. Most rewarding, I think it's just knowing that I've made it to second year. I don't think it's a secret that it's a hard course. So, just celebrating the little moments of, even if it's not the greatest result, you're still passing an exam in a difficult course, with no real mentorship, because you kind of get put in a situation where you have to figure out everything by yourself. I mean, not everything, but figure out a lot out for yourself, because, it's a grown-up world now. So, I think, getting past first year, making friends, doing stuff I still love, still finding time to go to the gym, playing sports, doing music, I think just having those small stuff while doing a degree like this is, I think, probably the best part, because I was very worried if I'd be able to do all this, if it would just be in the library the whole time. But yeah, being able to do that is pretty cool, yeah.
And I'm taking a bit of a aside here, but, obviously when I was at university, there was quite a big, very, very diligent, and we were also always in the library, but there was quite a big drinking culture. Is that something that has changed since I've been at university, or is gym the place to be? You don't drink when you're gym bros?
Oh, well, we just had the vet ball, so that was a big night, I'll be honest. But that being said, it is, uni's uni, you and it's a mixed, you have multiple different degrees here at the university. So, I'd say there's still a bit of a culture, but I don't know, I can't compare it to what it was like, but I think there's still a culture. But I know a lot of people that drink. I know a lot of people that don't drink at all. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think the gym really makes a big difference.
I think the gym reduces it, but vet students in general are just low-key alcoholics, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's not good.
I think just everyone in Gatton's just a low-key, just drinks a lot. I think, there's definitely still a lot of drinking. Maybe you guys were worse, in your time. I can't see, I actually want to know, how bad was the drinking, in your time as well? Like, was there a lot?
Yeah, you're asking me.
Yeah, yeah, you, yeah.
I qualified in Edinburgh in the UK. And I think it was because, so gym wasn't a big thing for me at that stage of my life. Obviously now being sort of out of it and being in practice, it's become, particularly as you get older, you guys will be very grateful for your gym dedication because you need it. But it was quite a big drinking culture in the UK. And so, very much from a social perspective. But I think there are probably healthier ways now for you to manage your stress levels, particularly at vet school, rather than just going, let's go to the pub for, to unwind. So, I don't know whether that's something that's encouraged worldwide now or just within Australia to actually, like you say, go out, exercise, play sport, go to the gym. These are probably better coping mechanisms as we are now recognizing, as you say, in a profession that struggles with a lot of mental health issues. So it's encouraging to hear that maybe is changing, although obviously I'm not anti-drinking.
No, I think gym culture in the recent years has definitely shot up. Just in general, like in high school, everyone was going to the gym. So it's something I've just brought over. A lot of people here go to the gym. I think everyone here has a gym membership at the university. If they go, I don't know, but they definitely have a membership. But I don't think it's a secret that Australia is quite into the drinking culture, just as a country, whether it's socially or what. But yeah, I think just the mix of it all.
So let's talk about some of the pressures, because maybe this is also a way for you guys, if you haven't discussed this amongst your gym moments, to help Tommy out. What's the best way you found, having gone through it, Chris and Malongo, in terms of your exams? If you've felt like major pressure and the sheer volume of it, what was your coping mechanism and how did you prepare? Is it a case of just kind of listening to the lecturer and saying, hey, listen, he really emphasized that he was going to do, an essay on the skin and we're skipping the rest? Or was it a case of just trying to know everything, relatively well?
I think I'm going to say this. I actually talked about this in one of our posts as well. It was kind of a joke, but also kind of true as well. The main thing that got me through vet school was CPF, which is just cram, pass, and forget. So as a joke. I think there was definitely a lot of studying. I think what I used to do, like for studying for me, I used to study a lot, I would say. But I would usually watch the lectures and I'll try to watch them like on time as well, because once you miss one, you're just going to miss another one and it's just going to go on like that. So try watch your lectures on time. I would also and then in the night, I'll go to the library with all these guys as well, and then try to make notes on the lectures I watched. That can just help me go over the revision for that same day as well. And then, after some time, like let's say after like the first half of the semester, that's when I'll start doing my revision on all my notes as well, starting from the beginning, just leading up until it gets closer to the exam day. So that by the time I have gone to the exams, I have notes on all my lectures and I've gone through all those notes as well again. So it was a lot. And I guess it just depends on you, because for some people this was a lot of studying, but then for me this is just what I needed to do. Um, and then I think with regards to like my mental health, one thing that definitely got me through is like my friends. I think like especially Elliot. I'll say Elliot because I remember when Elliot was still in vet tech and I was like maybe in like third year uni or like I don't know, fourth year vet science, third or fourth year. I think third year was like a very, very hard year. And when it was like close to exam season, I would always go to dinner and like talk to Elliot and everyone and even Chris. And I'd just be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fail. I don't know this. I don't know that. I haven't got this. My exam is tomorrow and I still want to do this revision here. Haven't started past papers and stuff like that. But yeah, I think these guys all just help me get through. And even your cohort as well. They help you get through as well. Just because everyone's in the same boat as you. Like you'd be in the library at midnight, and then you just see that one other guy there who's always there with you as well. And you'd be like, all right, I'm in good hands. Like this guy's here stressing out with me, and we're gonna be fine.
So good survival tips there. Be prepared is my take home message from that. Which I must say, like
Yeah.
I think I probably forget some of the adversity that we faced, but I know that some of the best friendships were formed from us all dealing with it together. It didn't really matter,
Yeah, definitely.
like you say, it didn't really matter what degree you were doing. But I mean,
Yeah.
and in terms of the
Yeah.
clinical placements and rotations, is that something that you do early on? Is that something, for example, that you, Tommy, are doing now, or is it all theory?
Right now, I'm just doing theory. So
Okay.
we do placements. So we have to do, I think I'm going to mess this up. I think it's 15 hours of extensive, intensive, and then clinical placement. And then I think it's 20 hours or 25 hours, something random, like at a zoo. But that's between second year up until I think fourth year. So we had to do 5 days of clinical recently. We had to before second sem started. And I also did, I think it was 5 days of beef placement, which was, I made a post about that. But yeah, so we just have placements, but otherwise it's just theory at the moment.
And do you find, or have you guys found that when you end up in these placements that generally, you know, you're painting walls or pressure washing the dairy or cleaning the kennels?
Me personally, I was reconsidering becoming a farmer when I was on beef placement. I was like, this is awesome. I'm riding around on quad bikes, and it was a great experience. But I mean, obviously, I think the novelty probably wears off after a while of chasing cattle around. But yeah, no, it depends on the placement you go to, obviously. So the farm I went to was great. They let me do a lot of stuff, so that was good. But I have heard bad experiences too. So it really depends where you choose to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you could change one thing, I suppose this is a good question for you, Chris. If you could change one thing about vet school, what would it be?
I immediately thought price, but it's pretty expensive being international. I think Malongo and I both know that. I guess looking back on it, in fourth year is where you do your first real surgery. And I feel like you only do it. It's a terminal surgery on a pig, so it's not even on a dog. And they kind of expect you to get a lot of hands-on, like cats and dogs when you're in fifth year, or if you work part-time. That's the main thing they expect. But I was fortunate to work as like a vet nurse or a vet assistant on my holidays, so I had a lot of experience there. But if you didn't have that, then you're just kind of going in, first time. So I guess, yeah, more experiences, which leads to a lot of ethics and a lot more funding. So it's all a balance, but I guess more hands-on surgery.
And Malongo, you're now doing GP work. Is it small animals or are you in mixed practice?
Yeah, I'm just doing small animals. I think after I graduated, I was done with my largies. I think not because I just hate largies. I don't hate them. Like I don't hate like working with large animals. I just feel like you just have to be built different to do that. And I personally would rather prefer to work in an air-conditioned room than being out like in the farms with like the heat and everything and the flies and everything. Like I hate flies. I
Malongo's
hate them
a
so much.
princess.
I'm a princess, yeah. Like I'm not much. Like I meant like I'm pretty sure like on my like in fifth year I was doing my large animal placement and the vet wanted us to go and we had to wear our dress code was like jeans and like a work shirt as well. And then like you bring your overalls in like if you're doing stuff. But I think this day they told us that we wouldn't need our overalls, so I didn't bring them in. Just had my jeans and my work shirt. And then I think there was some talk about us going to do preg testing. And I was like, I'm in my Levi jeans, I'm in my nice work shirt. I'm not going. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm like, what's happening? And then I'm pretty sure the vet was a little bit triggered by me saying that. And I guess I was just like, oh no, like it's not worth it for me. So yeah. Oh, I like smallies and I like surgery a lot as well. And I think like specifically orthopedics, and I think Chris does as well. And I just feel like there's a lot more that you can do with like cats and dogs within like with surgery, and there's a lot more research going into like surgery in those fields there. So that's also another reason why I like to do that there.
So would you have liked to have just done a degree in small animals, for example? Would you have liked to have just scrapped, or did you think it was beneficial and it's important that vets study all of them, every species?
I think it's still beneficial, like definitely beneficial.
Yeah.
That you study all, and like I'm very grateful that I was able to study everything that I have studied, and also because like definitely like I knew I wanted to work with small animals, I guess from the time I started vet school, but there are definitely lots of people who start off vet school and say, I want to be a small animal vet. And then they get to fifth year and they're like, oh, actually, I just want to work with horses or something. So it's definitely beneficial. And like, if I could go back in time, I would like definitely do the stuff again, even though knowing that I'm just going to end up doing cats and dogs. Like, it's definitely beneficial.
And you, Tommy, what's the area of veterinary medicine that excites you the most right now, and why?
Right now, man, I don't know yet. I work at a small clinic, like small animal clinic, so I'm more comfortable with that field. I definitely think I want to go into surgery. So if it's orthopedics or even specialize even further on later. But we have cows at home, so I don't have a problem. I like cows, but I just don't think I can be a cow vet, a cattle vet, or equine vet. I think smallies is for me. But yeah, I don't know what field yet. I don't have enough experience yet to make a decision. But if anything, I'd say orthopedics.
And you,
Yeah.
Chris, are you going to do an internship, obviously, which is going to rotate you around a hospital? Is that going to be small animal based?
That's
Are you
going to be
wanting
small.
to do exotics? Smallies, okay.
No, not exotics at all. No. I like cats and dogs.
Okay.
We're fitting into
Cats
a
and
bit
dogs.
of a mold here, like orthopedics and
Yeah,
surgeries
yeah.
with the boys.
Yeah.
There you go,
Stereotypes.
yeah. Well, it's
Yeah,
maybe it's
but-
the gym influence as well.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Elliot wants to do orthopedics.
yeah, he definitely
too.
Orthopedics
does.
as
He
well,
definitely
yeah.
does.
Yeah.
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 What a shame.
Well, we need more orthopedic surgeons. So
That's good.
Well, there you go.
We need more cow vets
You,
too.
you got four more in the
we
future.
do.
We just need more
We
vets in
do.
general, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
So I'm going to go back in time a bit because I'd love to understand. I mean, you made a comment right at the start and you said the majority of vet students are now female. What is it for you guys that actually influenced your decision to do vet? You know, was it that you were intellectual at school and they were like, oh, well, you know, the hardest degree to get into is probably vet, and that motivated you? Was there something that inspired you? Maybe you can start, Chris, and then we can just get an answer from all of you.
I have a bachelor in science. I studied biology, chemistry, and like earth and ocean. But the main part of that was a lot of animal physiology. So I definitely knew I wanted to do like animals, but I wouldn't say I was a kid that said, oh, I want to be a vet as soon as I was like, you know, a child or anything. So I kind of like worked my way into it through uni. And then I got a part-time job in uni as like a receptionist, and then like worked my way into being an assistant. And then I was like, well, this is kind of fun. And then it's matching with, you know, my schoolwork because I was reading about like hearts and kidneys and everything. So I was like, well, this is pretty good career path. It was either that or engineering. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll just go vet school. But I definitely didn't want to be a human doctor. I was like, nah, not for me. Yeah, here we are.
And you, Malongo, anything that inspired you? Going back to you, Chris, that's quite different because most people, you know, don't slog it out for 5 years just because of interest in. But I must say, it resonates with me because I was also, you know, I loved animals. We all love animals. Otherwise, you know, I think it's weird to come across people who don't. But to go down this path, it requires a lot of hard work and, you know, maybe someone very early on said to you, are you sure you don't want to be an engineer? Because financially, that path may have been more financially rewarding.
I think they always tell me, are you sure you want to be a vet? That's the main thing. I was like, well, I still do, you know. But I attribute that to like the work experience before going to vet school because you kind of know the ins and outs.
It's important. Sorry, Malongo, go for it. Let's hear your experience.
I think I like everyone else. I always like animals, I guess. But I never wanted to be a vet until I was in high school. And I think what drew me to being a vet was, honestly, I was on Instagram in high school, and I liked like designing technology, and like I actually wanted to be a carpenter and stuff like that for a while. Just because I like everything you do with that. And then one day I was just on Instagram and I was like, oh, and I saw a photo of a vet, and he was a wildlife vet, and he was doing a surgery on a giraffe. And I was like, dang, that's really cool. Like he goes to work with wild animals and he's a vet. And I was like, maybe I should be a vet because I like animals, one, and I like to work with my hands and do things with my hands. And so that's where like the idea of like I just put two and two together. I was like, I can actually be a vet. Um, and so that's what actually got me interested at first, I guess. And then I think also just in vet school and everything like that as well, I just realized that like I just really enjoy like being able to help the owners as well because there are a lot of owners a lot of people just want help for the animals as well. And I guess being a vet and just being in vet school, you learn about all these, you see all the animals that aren't pretty, like not your Instagram dogs and everything. You see a lot of sick dogs, sick cats and everything. And it's just really great being able to help like the owners help their pets. And I think right now I work in rural practice. So it's a little bit in the rural area, so it's a little bit different to like your city. Um, like with your like socioeconomical background, everything like that of the owners. And it's just very rewarding, I think, a lot of the times being able to help these owners and being able to do what you can. Because like even if they like bring in their dog and like their dog is not in the best condition, like I think it's always great that I can appreciate that the owners are actually bringing them, taking the step to bring their dog in because maybe they're like a little, I'm sure they know that the dog is not in a good state. And it would have been great if they could bring it in earlier, but then just the fact that they've actually made a decision is great. And yeah, I enjoy helping owners. Um, and yeah,
That's
and I think I'd
great.
like to do orthopedics also. And I think partly also because I like the design technology when I was in high school. And so it's like a lot of similar tools and similar principles in some areas, I think.
But you realize you don't want to work with giraffes because it's like cattle. It's
Yeah,
full of
yeah. I
flies
realized into
and
vet
in the
school, I was like,
heat.
no, I don't want to work with wild animals anymore. Yeah,
It's too hot.
it's too hot, too many
Too hot out
flies.
there. You know what I hate the most about flies? Are the
Well,
maggots.
oh,
It's just
yeah.
my worst. When I see a bunny coming in and you turn them over, you
Oh
just know.
no.
You can smell it
Yeah.
before you see it. It's just, oh.
Oh
So yeah, no,
yeah.
I agree
Yeah.
with you. Flies are disgusting.
Yeah. Flies are bad. Yeah.
And you, Tommy, what inspired you?
Yeah, I don't really know. It was probably my parents. Not they they're definitely not vets, but they wanted me to start early looking at like career paths for the future, like year nine, year 10, and they just asked like, do you have an idea of what you want to do? And so I said, not really. I always liked science, so I was thinking, maybe physiotherapist or doctor. Vet really only came later. So my mum said, write down on a piece of paper like all the things you could like imagine doing as a job. I think only like five things on the list, and I think vet was like the bottom one. And that was just because like quick Google. I was like, what's the job that uses vet, like uses science stuff? So I was like, okay. And then just through the list, and yeah, I just like the idea of being a vet. It was like, it sounds cool. You're a doctor for animals. I grew up on a small farm with animals, so I had three dogs, a cat. Like it was always animals in my life. So I always loved the idea. And then in year 10 or year 11, I think it was, we have a system in Australia. Maybe it had been the UK too, the Duke of Ed course where you do like certain hours of work
Yeah.
experience to, yeah. So I did that. And for my work experience, I did working at a vet clinic. So I started working at a vet clinic basically just for the hours. And then I was like, you know what, this is actually kind of cool. The vet was awesome. I've been going back to the same vet for the last 5 years for work experience, just, for mentorship in a way. And yeah, he let me join with surgeries, just practice scrubbing in year 10, when you're 15 years old, scrubbing into a surgery and just watching is mind blowing, So, that was really, really cool experience. And I think it was that experience. I was like, you know what, I'm going to stick to this. Just going to work towards getting into vet. If I get into vet and I don't like it, I'm 18, I can change course. So, but yeah, no, I'm now second year and don't regret my decision at all. So yeah,
That's good. That's good. And I think it'll only get better, maybe get worse before it gets better, if I'm honest, but it will be worth it.
yeah.
It's a phenomenal career. So obviously a lot of my listeners are pet owners. What do you reckon the most common sort of, or the biggest misconception that pet owners have about vets?
From my limited experience as working at a vet and stuff, I think and from just hearing, is the pricing, that vets just want to make money. I'd say that's probably the biggest that I know about. I definitely know that's not the case with a lot of vets. You might get a dodgy one here and there, but I don't think you do a 5-year degree of such intensity just for money. You got to love animals to be a vet, because you make it your life. You know, we can't help that drugs cost so much. We can't help that, materials cost so much. Nurses, there's a lot that goes to it, and a lot of people I don't think understand how much actually comes into a surgery, and the time and money and whatnot that you've spent trying to get the degree, as much as any other career choice. So yeah, I think that's probably the biggest misconception. Chris Malongo, you got?
I think, yeah, what Tommy's saying is true, like the money thing, definitely. Like a lot of owners will say that vets just in it for the money, but then that's not true. Everyone cares about the animals, like even just working now, like my other new grad friends as well, like we all like putting a lot of time, and um, like I talk to my partner who's also a vet as well, and like we all just stressing about our cases, and like we really, really care about our case. We come home and we stress about our cases and everything like that. So we definitely do care about the animals, I would say that. And like it's very like sad sometimes when we do get clients who just assume that we care about the money, and like sometimes like we're even trying, like in consults, like a lot of the times what you're trying to do is just trying to work with the owner's finances. We're not just saying it's going to cost this much for an ultrasound, going to cost this much for that, for that, for that, for that, for that. Especially working in rural practice, like you're trying to work with the customer, and like sometimes they don't really appreciate that, and that's a bit sad, I would say. So yeah, that's one thing there.
I agree with you. You, Chris? Same thing.
Pretty much the same thing. I guess there's a lot of parallels to like human medicine. Like you wouldn't bat an eye for a blood test or anything, but they definitely bat an eye when it's a cat and dog. Or like you don't want to spend, $200 on a hamster or anything, but sometimes, we can't tell the future. We need to know like certain values or certain diagnostics, and that's just kind of hard to, weigh in people's mind.
Of course, I agree. And what do you think one of the challenges might be for the next generation of vets that we'll have to tackle? Obviously, things have changed so dramatically. I mean, we were laughing about your 4-day week, but what do you reckon is going to be the toughest thing for vets, maybe from your generation and the future generations?
I think technology is going to become a big part of. You already have, the on-call doctors where you just call and phone in your issues, where you don't even drive to the doctor. And I think a massive part of being a vet is seeing your patient, doing a distance observation. Like, I think that'll be a big issue that we're going to have to start dealing with, or for future vets, that working a way around that, because I think it's inevitable that it will happen. I hope not, but if it does, sure, it makes it easier because you can get more clients in through a day, but ultimately your goal is to help the animal and not the client, not get as many clients. So I think it should just stick to, you have your consult room and the patient you see is the patient you see, and that's probably something that we're going to have to learn to deal with.
That's a good point. No, I agree with you. And we've seen that already, the like desire to, I mean, you can understand it potentially in rural areas, or people who cannot physically get to the vet to, have some means of sort of trying to justify whether they have to find a means to get their pet in, or whether there's something that they could be doing, or whether they're panicking for no reason. But I agree with you. I think, moving away from that clinical examination and having the pet in your care physically, I think is going to be something we're all going to face. So I totally agree with you. And in terms of looking back, do you think the changes in technology have aided you as veterinarians? Obviously, AI, ChatGPT, in terms of studying or trying to get assignments in, the access to information? Go on, Chris. You look like you've got an opinion about this.
because I did a Bachelor of Science, before this degree. So that was before the time of ChatGPT. And I gotta say, it's a lot easier now. Like, I don't know, just, is it for the better? Probably not if you're using early on, to be honest. Like, doing the actual studying, I think you can it's really easy to abuse. But I got lucky that I had the foundation first, and then now I'm using it a little bit here and there. It makes life a lot easier. So, but hopefully future generations are a little more educated in how to use it properly. I think that's something they need to look into a little more.
We have an exam tomorrow, and the rules are it's an open book exam, but it says no ChatGPT, no AI or anything. And I think that's because last year's cohort were given open book, but no AI restrictions. So, the years after, we're getting now the restrictions of no AI, no this, no that, it's crazy now, because even if you Google, you have AI, the first option's AI. So yeah, I think what Chris was saying is you can't get away from it. I think the best way around it is to learn how to use it appropriately. For vet, I think it is pretty hard to use ChatGPT in a lot of aspects, because you're not helping yourself in the first place. Just for a quick answer isn't going to help you. But some questions, it just says some rubbish, and you go, what is going on? Even I know that's wrong. So yeah, I think it is very misleading, because it just seems like it's an easy, but it is very useful to write summaries. If you've written something, you say, can you make this shorter, just so I can understand it quicker? Very useful in that aspect. So yeah, what Chris said, learning to use it more in a better way, I guess. Yeah.
Responsibly. And you, Malongo, you ever going, what's the dose of when you're in a consult, you're like, I haven't used this drug before. I really need AI assistance.
Oh yeah, I think I'm very luckily I started vet school just before AI was a big thing, and so I'm still a little bit iffy about AI. I'm a little bit sus about AI. And I always like to make sure I check on other sources before I use AI. I think I use ChatGPT a lot for my studying, because I'll read some textbooks, and then what I'll do is after reading the textbooks, I'll just go into ChatGPT and I'll basically just ask them for a summary of what I've studied, and they're very good at that. It summarizes things pretty well, like what Tommy was saying. So that's one thing I use it for. But I'm just very, very scared about AI. I don't know, sometimes, because they do get things wrong, and I don't want to put the life of a patient in the hands of AI sometimes.
And we just made a reel about it recently. So go check that out.
I'm going to check it out. I don't think I came across that one. I'm sorry. When you work 6 days a week, you don't get So obviously we as veterinarians are having maybe the advantage of having some AI assistance within our practice. Have you guys been exposed to being able to dictate notes or have transcriptions, or even have prompts that may say, have you thought about this in terms of your patients? Have you come across practice management systems that have utilized AI, before we go off the subject of AI?
Because I'm in my final year, I'm just on clinical rotations. I was at a specialist small animal hospital, and they use AI to record their consultation, and it just it picks out the important details and fills out a medical report. And I was like, wow, that was easy. I'm in the clinic right now, and I have to make them by myself. I was like, yeah, maybe I'll just have that. Yeah. But yeah, saves a lot of time, and you can get more patients. So I think that's pretty cool.
What are your thoughts on it? Would you like that in your clinic, Malongo? Would that save you a lot of time?
I remember in fifth year, like last year as well, I had a similar experience as Chris. I was doing placement, and then one of the vets was trying out this AI program, and basically it was like taking notes in the console, but it was also very good because it was only taking notes of what the vet would say, so like it could recognize her voice as well. Just because like I'm guessing some clients don't want their things to be recorded as well, and so that was very good there. At my clinic, at one of my clinics, what we have is a machine. It's kind of like a microscope that scans your slides and sends them to a pathologist. So that's something that's pretty good. That's very, very good like that. Um, yeah, I think the thing about like using AI to take notes and consult, I think that would be a very good idea because it can get tiring sometimes, and I get to end of the day and I'm like trying to write all my notes and everything. So
Yeah.
that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, yeah. But
That's super cute.
at a GP clinic, they use it to like scan like Giardia and all the fecal eggs. I was like, man, I don't want to do that manually again. I could just put it in an AI slide. And I was like,
Just put,
that's
yeah.
quick.
No, there are some advantages to it, definitely. So I know we're running out of time, and I don't want to lose the opportunity because you are at a point where you can advise future vet students. So looking back on your journey, let's go through each one of you so far. What is the one piece of advice that you would give vet students or new grads coming up behind you?
One thing I'll say, for the people getting into vet school, because I used to talk to a lot of high schoolers, like with my job at uni. So for the people trying to get into vet school, like you don't have to get in straight out of uni. Like if you do, that's great and amazing, and like congrats for doing that. But like just don't focus on that. I think the Australian system is very, very hard for getting into vet school from high school. And I know like personally from like a lot of people around me, like friends who have said that their grade 12 was very hard. They lost lots of weight trying to study and stuff like that. So if you don't get into vet school in your first year, it's okay. And you can try again next year and everything. And like a lot of people that you find in vet school didn't get in the first year, and they're still going to make amazing vets. And they're still very smart as well. That's one thing I'll say to them. To the people in vet school, just try your best. Don't be like me sometimes, like who would like study a lot in the library and cram, cram, cram. Just try your best and try get like that 10 hours sleep or 8 hours sleep. And just give it all you got. And if like you fail your exam, especially now this exam season, if you do fail the exam, at least you know that you try your best, and that's all you can do sometimes. You're not gonna pass every test sometimes. You're not going to do very well. But you can always make sure to try your best, I say.
That's great advice. And you, Chris?
That school is pretty stressful, but I guess for me, it was finding a good group of friends that have sort of the similar or the same values that you have. So, we work hard and sometimes we play hard, but most of the time we were very scheduled. It was class, gym, library, and then it was that for, like years at a time. But having a good group of friends that you can, work through the hardships with is really important. I think you definitely don't do it alone. Definitely try to socialize and relate to people.
Great advice.
Yeah.
And for you, Tommy?
I don't know if I could give advice, but if I could give advice, it is very different. For me, it was very different from high school. I thought it's just like any other degree, any other class that I did in high school. It's difficult, but you end up doing well. It's not like that at uni. You got to be okay with, putting all your effort in, but sometimes it's just not enough because it is a degree where you have, in the end, you have a life in your hands if you don't, when you graduate. So the degree is meant for you to challenge yourself, push yourself. If it means being in the library for however many hours, you learn how to function with that. Not everyone's the same. I've got friends, they study maybe 2 hours a week, 20 hours behind on lectures. And then I'm like, oh, how'd you go in your exam? And then, he's gotten way above me. And I'm like, how? You got to learn to accept that. And as long as you're passing, you're happy with your life, you know you're putting the effort in that you can. I think you should be very happy with yourself and not get too caught up about, being the best or, being the top dog or whatnot. So, yeah, I think that's probably my advice.
Absolutely. So it doesn't define you. The failures certainly don't define you. Yeah, I agree. No. So tell us, where can my listeners find you guys? Where can they be entertained and find some lighthearted but very humorous content?
Oh, definitely at the Vet Bros on IG or Instagram. We also have a TikTok, but it's the same thing.
Do you? Okay. Yeah. So I've got to share with you guys before Luke properly cuts us because we're running out of time. The TikTok is banned. TikTok is banned in our house because I'm at an age where we have kids around and the TikTok was seriously abused. So we have put in a device that doesn't allow you to. So I very rarely go onto TikTok. Thank goodness it's not Instagram. Otherwise I'd be in trouble. I would just have to use my data. But our Wi-Fi does not allow TikTok visibility. So, but I will check you guys out. So
yes, awesome.
That'd be cool. I want to see some of those dances that you plan to put on.
Malongo.
Maybe at 10K followers.
10K followers.
Run it up.
Make our first dance.
Oh.
Okay, let's try and do that. I'll try and get you to 10K and then we can see you dance. But thank you so much, guys, for your time. Thank you for sharing your experiences. It's been really cool to interview all of you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Really appreciate. And you can shout out to your colleague who wasn't able to join us. But very cool stuff that you're producing, and good luck for your careers. I look forward to at some point interviewing you all about orthopedic surgery or something small animal related.
Yeah.
And all the best for exams.
Thank you.
And for practice. That's cool. It's very nice to have met you in person.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you for having us.
Well.
Nice to meet you. Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. What an inspiring and fun conversation with the Vet Bros. I love how they bring humor and honesty into our profession while still sharing such valuable insights about life as a vet student and new grad. If you'd like to follow more of their work, memes, and behind-the-scenes adventures, check them out on Instagram at The Vet Bros. And if you've enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a friend, leave a review, and subscribe so you don't miss the next conversation here on the Paws and Effect podcast. Welcome back to Just for Pets. You're with Dr. Kara.
Hi, Doc. It's Justin the Jack Rossi here, and boy am I itchy.
Are you on a hypoallergenic diet?
Hyper what now?
Changing to a special diet will really help. And Just for Pets have a massive range. And flea and tick medication, special shampoo.
Ooh, how quick can you get some?
Order today and we'll deliver pronto.
I feel better already.
Justforpets.co.za. Vet approved, pet adored. Get it all to your door.